Hey, everybody, if you're listening to Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me, and you listen to it on a regular basis, you listen to Sleep With Me on a regular basis, Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me and Sleep With Me, either or both make your life better, please consider supporting the show so we can keep putting these episodes out week after week, year after year. It's only possible through listener support. So if it's meaningful for you and you want like 900 ad-free story-only episodes, 1,400 ad-free full episodes, bonus episodes, go to sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus right now. Don't wait till tomorrow. Do it now. Set up the bonus content tomorrow. But sign up right now so we can keep the show going, and you'll have access to all this amazing stuff. You can even try it out for 6 days. There's a 7-day trial, but always, make sure end it on the 6th day to be safe. And then as soon as you stop listening to the show, you could stop supporting it, but it'll make all the difference in the world to the future of the podcast and to your bedtime listening. That's sleepwithmepodcast.com/plus. Thanks. Bedtime Stories from Sleep With Me is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy to see if you could save when you bundle your home and auto policies. Try it at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states. Friends beyond the binary. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whether you're on a starship, whatever class of starship you're on, if you know the classes of starships, I almost thought of one, but then I forgot Galaxy class. Whether you're on a Galaxy class starship or you know what I mean when I say Galaxy glue, whether you like your lilies in the garden or you prefer your lily to be a Tomlin, it's time for Sleep With Me. You may be confused. It's time for Sleep With Me, the podcast that's here to put you to sleep and to keep you company and take your mind off stuff. If this is your first listen, I'm so glad you're here. I really hope we can help. This show is very different. So just remember the advice of most regular listeners is give it a few tries, because this is a show that's never starts and is always going. It takes some getting used to. It's really just a friend to listen to take your mind off stuff and keep you company, because you do deserve a good night's sleep and a place you can get some rest. That's why I make the show, and also because myself and a lot of the regular listeners that are here. What up, regular listeners? Wave gently from your bed or wherever you are to our new listeners. Wave hello, show them how you kiss your shoulders. Maybe we'll talk more about that in a bit, but what was I talking? Oh, this is supposed to be like a 10-second setup for a sleep podcast, but you deserve a good night's sleep. We know how it feels in the deep, dark night. So coming up here will be the support. That's how we put the show out for free twice a week. Then there'll be a long, meandering intro, which is separate from the support to ease you into bedtime. And then we'll talk about an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation, but in a meandering way. You never have to have seen the show before, believe me. And if you're a fan of the show, you'll probably sleep through it too. But it's time for Sleep With Me, the podcast that's here to keep you company and put you to sleep. And these sponsors are how we're able to do this for free twice a week. Everybody, Scoots here. We're talking about the episode Chain of Command Part 1 from Season 6. And I cannot read my handwriting. I thought it was Season 6 episode. Mine says 4. Oh, that must be Captain's Log. I thought that was this. I said 483574. It doesn't seem like the episode. No, I know it's Season 6. It's the middle of the season. Yeah, Captain's Log. They're rendezvousing with the starship Cairo on the Cardassian border. They got a meeting with the Admiral. Picard takes his tea. Riker and the Admiral come in. Admiral Nachev, I can't say it. And he offers her coffee or tea. She says, no, we got to get to work. No time for pleasantries. She's relieving him of command of the Enterprise. And then there's a zoom right on his face. His face doesn't move, but his head moves a tiny bit. but obviously doesn't like it, and he's stunned. Then we see the ships in space after the title. We go to the conference room, talking about the Cardassians redeploying, Federation, trouble. Ground troops, subspace communications up 50%. That gets Riker's attention. Incursion into space. What is going on? WAR? No, it's an incursion, I said, Riker. And it's going to be trouble on the border. They're gambling. Who will, go cross the border first? And Troy says, will we? Hope not, the Admiral says. But we're sending the Enterprise to meet with the Cardassian representative. Riker turns his head in interest. Hopefully the ship will send a message, how serious we are. Then Riker says, where's Captain Picard? And she says, your captain, chief medical officer, and security chief are reassigned. We never meet the replacements for the other two things. Anyone know Edward Jelico, commanding officer of the Cairo data, says, Riker's heard of him. Well, he's taken over right now, this afternoon. They say, you see everybody's reaction faces. Riker almost had a little, tummy trouble. And 1,300 hours, we're going to change commands. Data even blinks a lot. Which I said, Troy's eyes, 1,300 hours. He blinked like 10 times. Riker stays behind. He says, you don't need a commander. I'm fine. To negotiations, you don't get it. She says, I want someone on the bridge who has a great deal of experience with the Cardassians. No offense, not you. And she goes off. Riker kind of takes a deep breath through his nose. Then we see some, what do you call them? We see Worf, Crusher, and they're playing hide and seek. They get found by a Cardassian, and Picard says, you got caught. Got to be faster. Where are we going? Can't tell you that. I need to know. Can't tell you that. Maybe it wasn't a Cardassian because that would give everything away. They said, Doctor, you didn't put this thing, the hide and seek sensor away. Got to block the whole passageway. Oh, it was a Cardassian. Because I know this is tough. All I can say is trust me. And Crusher says, let's do it again. All right, Worf, let's go through this. Let's play hide and seek again. 5 seconds. We need to make up. It reminded me of Top Gun, a new one, Maverick or whatever. Then, holy Bogomil. Is that who this is? I got to look it up. Please indulge me. I don't know what year this came out. Actually, just let me look it up but this is, I think it's Lieutenant Bogomil. That's what I kept putting. Because Taggart, yeah, it's got to be Bogomil. Let's see, Beverly, B-E-V, Beverly, I'm having trouble typing that, B-E-V-E. Beverly Hills Cop came out in 1984. And the actor's name is Ronnie Cox, C-O-X, plays Lieutenant Bogomil. And I guess, I wonder, this must have came out well after that. Oh, wow, he's in Star Trek Prodigy for an episode. So that's interesting. Well, I'm just going to look up how many times he appeared in Star Trek. He was in Stargate SG-1. How many? 11 episodes of that. Going back here. We're only in the 2000s right now. Really extensive career. He plays a very similar role. That's why I said holy Bogomil. Not totally the same role, but he's an authority figure, obviously. He's he's in the Star Trek, series. He was in 2 episodes. So these 2 episodes, definitely afterwards, because it was 87 and 94. And this would have been closer to 94 because this is a later season. So him and Riker shake hands. Jelico was like, he's like ready to get to the point. He says, I know this is a surprise. It caught me a surprise. Missed the Cairo already. I love the ship, Galaxy class. This is special. I understand why you didn't want to be a captain. You just want to stay aboard. He says, I'm going to mix stuff up. They go, we got 3 ships. We're going to 4 shifts. And need readiness reports by 1400 hours. Staff meeting at 1500. Do you like Will or William? Will, I guess. Okay, where's my room? 735. Okay, deck 7. See you at 1300. Riker's like, holy cow, he sighs. He's irritated, I think. Class of 57th, 8th, and, is that later? 8th in class? No, he knows everything about, Will Riker. 8th in his class, I guess. Class 87, talks fast. 10, then we're in 10 forward. There's not yellow folder. There's a blue folder. Blue pad. Picard reads this that he's like turning over control. Captain Edward Jelico, switch command codes, Delta 5 clearance or something. They have a handshake, very formal procedure. I relieve you, sir. I stand relieved, dismissed. Then Riker and Geordi are talking. Beverly's got a sore arm. Troy comes over, is curious. She goes, yeah, I know, I can't tell you anything. And then Bogomil or Jelico and Picard have a meeting. I think he says, I'll take care. You don't have to mother me. We'll see here in a second. Coming up, how's the team looking out? 2-year-old plans? I had no choice. Yeah, Geordi says, is this permanent? Riker goes, I don't know, man. They don't usually do this kind of ceremony if it's not. I mean, this would have been seriously disruptive, Let's see, Class 5 probe. So this is coming up where Picard and them talk. Points at Will, calls him over. Captain, problem with the Delta shifts. Very Bogomil. Target as of now, get it done. Oh, this is all in 10 forward. Yeah, okay, they're talking about overhauls. Shouldn't have any problems. Check out the port lateral. Don't mother me, Jean-Luc. I'll take care of it. Puts his arm around him. And he says, how's things looking on the down low? Pretty good. We could use some more information. So Bogomil says, I'll send a Class 5 probe out there. Oh, current information's 2 years old. So he goes, I'll get you the down low, buddy. Nacheyev, why can't I say that? Nacheyev. He goes, yeah, we'll pass it on to the shuttle. Picard says, thanks, man. That's helpful. Then he calls, hey, Will, get over here. He finger points him. Captain. All right, I send out a probe during Delta shift. How's that going? And Will pulls his shirt down. He goes, yeah, well, it's not, Delta shift doesn't exist because, or Gamma shift. He goes, tell McDowell. He goes, is there a problem, Will? No, there is no Delta shift. He goes, we're not ready to go to 4. We're working on it. It's a significant personnel issue. You go, this is exactly, he goes, so you have not changed the watch rotation. Just like he says to if you watch the movie Beverly Hills Cop, he's the same way. Lieutenant Taggart, did you do this to something? Yeah. Okay, so he goes, yeah, Delta shift will be on duty in 2 hours. I don't know what to tell you, but that's when you got to be at work, basically. Is that clear? Riker says, yes, sir. Excuse me. And we see that this is the season with the long, or maybe this is just their formal wear because they have gold stripes and stuff. And he goes, man, that Riker. And Picard goes, he's the best. He goes, oh, yeah, really the best. He rubs his hands. Jelico, sure, it'll be fine. Then we hear Bogomil's first log. First, they're on the border, still have time to prepare the ship and crew for the task ahead. And he goes, I need a secondary generator bypass. He's selling Riker and data. Got to do some relays, conduits, auxiliary, reconfigure transfers. They go, this ship's not designed for that. It'll take 7 hours. They go, this isn't how we do things on the Enterprise. And he goes, I'm aware of the current system, not good enough. And this is where he's a different character. He says, things aren't going to go well, so I want to be prepared. And he says, you're in charge of this. Everybody be in charge of that. Mr. Data, how long before we get there? 51 hours, 32 minutes, sir. All right, 4 drills between now and then, 1 for each shift. Practice with Cardassians. And conduct it yourself, Will. And he says, by the way, he says, Data, come with me. Let's see. My dog, Koa, just poked her head in here, in case you're listening. Said hi. Oh, yeah, he goes, get it done. Then he goes off. He says, oh, by the way, get the fish out of the ready room. Data, you're with me. They say, Captain Picard's fish? No, that's the end of it. Data goes out. Then he's with Geordi going over transfer power and warp coil efficiency. Not satisfactory. They go, well, it's in the specifications. He goes, I don't care about specifications. I mean, you're 15% improvement. Geordi goes, 15%. And Data says, that's attainable. We'll have to realign the warp core, take it offline. And he goes, good job, Data. That's what I want. Geordi goes, we'll have to shut out the biology and physics labs and geological research. He says, this is not a geological mission, dude. Data says, that's an attainable goal if no one rests. And he goes, well, get it done, Geordi. Also, the term was loaded for bear. I think that's coming up. A lot of dislike of Jelico. Geordi's glaring. Breeze out. See the ship. Jelico's decorating the ready room. Doorbell rings. Come on in. It's Troy. Can I talk to you? Yeah, come on in. Just, some pictures from my kids. I got some weird book Picard had. Yeah, I say, your son, interesting. Your son is drawing elephants. She helps him figure out if it's an elephant or something else. I don't know what Jelico thought it was. He goes, let's go over the roster. And let's talk about chain and command, crew. And everybody's happy. Well, I wouldn't call it resistance, more like uncertainty. Well, most of them worked for Picard for a few years. They knew what he expected. And now they're being asked to adjust to a new captain. And that's, they're uncertain. And he says, I understand. And she goes, yeah, we need a transition period. He goes, there's no time for a honeymoon. Fortunately, this is a situation. We don't have time for that. I'm glad you brought it to my attention, though. He says, you're clearly giving this a lot of thought. So you could take charge of the morale situation and make adjustments. So he says, thanks for volunteering. He goes, I got to meet with the new security person 5 minutes, so I guess we'll talk about other stuff later. By the way, no casual wear on duty, which I said, that's casual wear? Interesting. I guess he wants everybody in the same uniform or something. So Troy leaves unhappy because he's also very dismissive. Geordi's and Riker are kind of trading how they're overworked and how this isn't going to work out well. And you're not alone. Jelico's got changes going in every department. Don't mind changes are hard work, but I need time to do the work. Somebody's got to make him listen to reason. Riker goes, he's not listening to me. Geordi says, why don't you tell on him? Tell on him to Picard. Get us some more time. Riker goes, okay. Picard goes into his room first. We see his beautiful purple desk chair. But Picard is sweaty. and tired and sore. Great makeup effect. He puts his feet up, maybe just 1 foot up. The doorbell rings. Yeah, it's me, Will Riker. Yeah, well, I know who you are. Everything okay? Yeah, I'm exhausted, dude. Last time I had to train like this, Academy Marathon. I'm managing, though. He goes, what's up? And Riker says, don't worry about it. Sorry to bother you. See you later. Like, Riker doesn't seem super concerned that he's in, like, an undercover outfit, like a bit like a ninja. Then the ship goes on more. What do we got? Picard and Bogomil are talking. Bogomil's got some candles, I think, on his desk. He goes, they talk about their plans, launching probes. Yeah, wanted to be informed when that probe was launched. Shakes his head. He's not happy with Riker. He goes, yeah, I know you think highly of him, but Picard says, not my opinion, man. 5 times he's been decorated, offered an own ship. Give him a chance. You'll find him outstanding. And Bogomil says, listen, Jean-Luc, let's be honest. I'm here because I only see things not working out. And it's not going to work out with the Cardassians. We're not going to go to the dance together. And I want to be ready, for if we have a ship dance off. Because I don't have time to give anybody a chance. And by the way, the Enterprise is my ship now. Here, take your book back, too. I don't want it. Picard really snarls almost at him. And he goes, here's hoping it all works out, even though I doubt it will. Puts his hand out. Good luck. Picard says, thanks. But Picard's a little stiff. Oh, this one, he says, by the way, can you get this book out of here? I don't know if it's Shakespeare or the Bible or what, but I don't need it in my office. And Picard looks at it, pats it, smiles politely. Bogomil kind of glares. This is not, they don't really make him look good. But because it was Bogomil, I was rooting for him anyway. Let's see. Then the shuttle heads out of the Enterprise. Feynman, I think. I don't know. I put question mark. Feynman Enterprise. Worf calls we're clear. Feynman says great. DNA. Oh, so they say, what is the mission? Once they get away from the ship, Picard says, I can tell you. And they say the Cardassians may have the secret thing that is not good for anybody. It makes everybody just leave a planet empty, leave everything behind so the planet's ready for use. Kind of like those stink bombs you'd have as a kid that would make it smell bad. And they said, I thought that was banned. Even the Romulans wouldn't do that. Plus, if it stinks, it just stinks. We've learned that. They say, well, they got a new delivery system with fans, so it dissipates after a little while. How do they do that? Send it on subspace bands, dormant carrier waves, Theta band, by the way, Celtus 711 or something. And Worf reveals plans, passes the secret lab. Picard knows Theta bands. How do we get there? We need discrete transports. This is a little bit like a movie. They go to Tormund 5, and they got to get to Celtus 711 or whatever. And this kind of goes into like where Picard and Beverly and Worf are good together. There's this clearly... Oh, they're undercover. Yeah, there's a Ferengi at a table. They say, we're looking for Damon Solak. We got to do business. Well, that Damon Solak's busy, the Ferengi says. Who is Damon Solak, by the way? Well, we need some transport to Celtus 3. Picard whispers, we got some cargo. We would like to quietly book passage. He says, no way, man. I know what you're up to. You're dressed like you were previously dressed like ninjas. So then Beverly says, I heard Damon Solak was quite the genius. And only he can help us. Very, very, yes. When, like, don't worry. They say, yeah, like, we'll give you Worf no eye contact. I don't know, but basically they trick Damon Solak into giving them a ride. Right now on the screen, they're still talking about Zeta bands, doctor. She'll like get rid of this, she's her job is to dismantle these gas things. Remember, there was once a movie, literally a movie based on an old TV show about something that would make everyone's clothes disappear. And it wasn't the Emperor's New Clothes either, believe it or not. I don't know what that one was about, but it was like, was it Get Smart or something? I think it was a comedy. And I saw it as a little kid, of course. So has the Star Wars cantina feel where they're trying to book passage. Actually, Picard whispers to somebody else who points over at Damon Solak, who's already meeting with some dude who's having a glass of green wine. And that guy gets up as soon as Worf glares at him. First, the Ferengi says, I didn't do anything. And he goes, well, what do you want? And he says, Damon Solak, man, compress the band, 500 meters east, 700 below. Oh, so this is later. Solak's very busy, doesn't have time. Worf says, you got time to talk to us. I'm not here to mess around. And we also learned something Worf doesn't like, which is flying friends, nocturnal flying friends. Worf does not like them, but he says he does. He's not. Beverly says, really, you don't like nocturnal flying friends? He goes, no, I do. Just fine. Oh, Damon Solak says, I'm no smuggler. But if you were, could you get to Celtris 3? Which sounds like a game on the Atari 2600, Celtris 3. Like, I'm still waiting for the original Yars to come out because there was a game called Yars Revenge. And I say, was there a game called Yars? This is old humor from the 80s that I'm just getting to make jokes about now. Here's Beverly says, yeah, Damon Solak's a genius, I heard. He's got the smoothest head in all of Ferengi. And as smooth as his ability to sneak people into Celtris 3. And love to get there because that's where we got to go. And he says, okay. And Worf's in a striking blue outfit, or purple. Not lavender, bluish, and also, Worf can't make eye contact. That note was correct. And we see a planet with some lakes, greenish brown, and we're back playing hide and seek with the crew. But they don't have flashlights, right? So they're they do, but they're like looking around, like for hiding spots, somewhere in the Cardassian world, and they say, Beverly, make sure that you keep a precise map of our route because we want to be able to find all the good hiding spots. But we also have to find, it's kind of a subspace hide and seek. We got to find the Theta Band. That's what we're trying to find. We want to find the source of that. So we're trying to hide, but we're also trying to find a different type of game than you may have played before. Picard says it's 500 meters east and 700 meters down. This is when Worf says, are there flying nocturnal friends here? Linars, they're called. They're from Celtran. And that's when Beverly says, that doesn't concern you. Worf doesn't know. But he's concerned, kind of like Indiana Jones style. They head off, still hiding. Then we see the Enterprise and the Cardassian ship, the Reklar. They're going to begin talks. And Riker says, Golmex here is waiting for you. And Bogomil says, I'm going to go in my ready room and think for a while. And they ring the doorbell. He's framed the pictures of him from his son. Troy says, don't you have a meeting with Golomek? She tries to be diplomatic about it. Golomek's waiting. Do you want me to bring him here? No, he's going to wait. It's a game. And I guess this is clearly the role that Bogomel's supposed to be playing. He says, yeah, you got to make them wait. They're like, when they're in a group, they're tough. When they're by themselves, we have to let them know. I don't necessarily like this kind of thinking, but she goes, well, if you're going to make him wait for you, he might make you wait for him one day, and then you'll all be waiting for waiting. And then you'll end up waiting. Who waits last waits longest. But he goes, that's it. But I'm still waiting. And she goes, wait a second. Waiting for what? So then we go back to Picard. Then, Picard, Beverly, and Worf, they have to do, they go down a slide, which is like an action sequence. They have cool equipment. We learn Beverly doesn't like slides. And Worf says, this is just like a slide you go down at a park. She goes, yeah, it's fine. I'm ready to go down the slide. Because you don't like slides, do you? And that was like fun, just their interaction with each other. 500-meter slide. They have turning fusing pistons, so to make the slide go slow. There's a lot of music here. Control something. Don't get lines tangled. Oh, yeah. Let's all go down the slide slow. So there's action music for when they go down the slides. Beverly is like, don't worry. I'm going to go slow. Not looking forward to it. This is like a pretty big effects because they have a whole area designed with practical effects, and it looks like some sort of painting. And we see the two ships again. Golomek's waiting. He stands up. He goes, I've been waiting for an hour, man. That's rude. Jelico, Riker, Troy here. Let's talk. He goes, no, this isn't okay. Because you made me wait for over an hour. And Jelico says, well, I'm sure it's time to talk. He actually takes the Cardassian seat. He goes, I didn't agree to talk with everybody. I thought it was just the two of us. And he goes, oh, okay, if you're worried about it, I can have them leave. He goes, I'm not worried about anything. And he goes, we got to get to work, Lemek. No need to quibble. And Lemek says, I'm here to, get rid of all you people. You're on our borders. I'm not here to be insulted. And it's very, strange, drawn-out discussion, negotiations, how to over-negotiate. So then, in a classic way. So then he says, well, I'm not here to, I guess I'll talk to you later because I don't like your tone. Goes out to the bridge. He laughs. This is all, what's his name? Jelico. He says, perfect. He goes, let him stew. Then go in and say, Jelico is like a loose cannon, and he's so unreasonable. Why don't you come back with some of your, assistants or whatever? And he goes, then I can object and then give up, to give them, say, why do you have to negotiate? I don't understand why people have to negotiate like this. I mean, I guess in this one, there's some sort of context between the Cardassians and the humans and how they deal with stuff. But in real life, you say, I don't get it. It's not my thing. Then we go back to the hide and seek game. Oh, but this was kind of very Axel Foley, how complicated it is to kind of, Bogomel's very impressed with himself. No, he's not. That's what they say after. Is that the next scene? Riker's wow, this guy really knows what he's doing. And Troy goes, no, he doesn't. Then we got 300 meters more of mapping possible hiding places. There's great tricorder sound effects. Lava tube zoom. I don't know what that means. Oh, they go into they go into one of those things you crawl through in a hiding, in, what else place is called? Gymboree or something? Not Gymboree. But it was a place before bouncy houses where you'd go in indoor tubes and stuff like that. Fun places, fun gym place or something. So they climb through there. Great place for hide and seek, though. Worf uses some lasers, well done, to open up another hiding spot. Let's see. Yeah, right now Worf's like looking 16 phaser at level 16. I say, holy cow, how many levels does the phaser have? But he uses 16 to actually like create a way for them to climb through. Well done, Mr. Worf. So they start climbing to a new place to play hide and seek. And then we go back to the two ships. Enterprise, pleasure, welcome aboard. We're provocative or proactive. We're doing some routine training. Oh, yeah, they meet the aides. Jelico meets all the Cardassian aides. They sit down at the table's long. Opposite ends. And he says, oh, yeah, you've been driving around the border. You don't think we know what you're up to? You're not doing your normal operations. We're not going to stand for this provocative behavior. And he goes, this is not true information. Golgomek says that we're just doing routine stuff, nothing more. Okay, I'm sure you won't mind if we, bring up our presence a bit for our own training. And they say, yeah, we don't care about you. But we know something's going on. I mean, you have things on our borders. So then he raises his voice, Bogomil. He says, you're trying something. Troy says, Captain, could you calm down? Let's listen. And Riker says, Gomek, we're still working out some of these details. He goes, yeah, I've been practicing good faith with these details, but you have not been as forthcoming. And they go, what are you doing? They go, well, defenses. He goes, against the Federation, we don't do things that way. And then he goes, I heard that 3 people from the Federation are playing hide and seek in Cardassian territory. I mean, of course, you can trust Damon Solak not to tell on you. And they say, of course you're going to do that. That would be a problem if you came and played hide and seek in our yard without an invite. And he says, I have no idea what you're talking about. But then Golgomek has a better line. He goes, well, then there's nothing to worry about. Maybe we could take a brief recess. And he goes, I've outfoxed you, Fox. Goes, by the way, where's Captain Picard? And reassigned. Oh, okay. Hope he's not playing hide and seek somewhere, because we'll find him if he's playing hide and seek. We may even have inside information for such a noted officer. And then he says, yeah, it would. I wouldn't like that. No one would. Then we see the planet again, the lakes and stuff, and everybody's going through. And then they go through like this part with foam like the foam pit, foam blocks and balls and shredded foam. But like there's some gum in there, so some of the pieces of shredded foam get stuck on Beverly's clothes, and then she gets gum in her hair, which is say, come on, man. So it's kind of like they got sidetracked because that would not be a good situation to have foam blocks with gum on them and get gum in your hair. Like none of that anybody would want. So then they pause and they say, we're supposed to be playing hide and seek, and now we got to get gum out of Beverly's hair. So they try to get that done. And they said, we don't even have it. What do we need? Mayonnaise or toothpaste or ice or ketchup? And they said, we have none of that stuff at our, like, we don't have any. Here's the thing. Set the phaser at 0.25, maybe. Maybe you could get one where you can melt gum or vaporize gum without hair. I don't know what that setting is, though. But they say, let's just put some dirt on it, which is genius because then it won't stick to anything mostly. Then we can probably cut it out later, unfortunately, Beverly. Then they find a door a hatch. It's got 3 proximity sensors, so it's like a place that would be good to hide, but only if they know you didn't open the door. So Worf uses some sort of sensor echo. Got a few minutes to get in there, but they don't know. They say, well, we can't see if the hide and seekers are on the other side. Worf says they can hack the door. It's got a magnetic lock. They say, okay, we got to go in there, aim low. Oh, because I guess they're playing Nerf hide and seek. I didn't even know that part. So they go in. They go in a room which has a glowing pyramid, some sort of washing machine. No, it looks like an air purifier, actually. They see there's no one here. No finders, no hiders, no playroom either. We watch the thing glow. We go to commercial. And then we come back, and Picard says it's a hide and seek. They knew we would try to find this. So then it's like a Nerf hide and seek. So the Cardassians have found them, so they're trying to dodge the Nerfs and running around. Worf dances with one because he says, you can't Nerf me. Then they try to close the door, so Worf's trying to hold the door open. He says, everybody through the door. And then they go to, the door's still trying to close. Beverly gets through the door. Then Worf gets hit by a Nerf, but it wasn't clear. So he falls down like, oh, I wasn't hit. I was dodging out of the way, but the door closes. So Picard gets found in hide and seek. Meanwhile, Worf and Beverly are like, they're like, what should we do? And Beverly's like, it's hide and seek. We got to hide until, I don't think they know that you actually got nerfed. So they go off to hide. Picard's like, okay, I guess and they say, yeah, we tricked you with a glowing triangle. Oldest trick in the book, Cardassian glowing triangle thing. Let's go. Because I guess there's still part of the game where you can you can unfreeze your teammate. So they suspect they'll do that for Picard. We go to the bridge. Jelico's on the bridge. And he goes up to Riker. Riker, what do you got? Coded messages from Cardassians. Sultrus 3. Is there any theta bands down there? I don't know. They're talking about winning a game of hide and seek. No more theta bands. He goes, okay, get it. And the Admiral and the Chechev on with the call. Stat in my office. He walks fast, man, faster than me. He's got some sort of airplane on his wall, too. Calls the Admiral. Goes, those missions shut down. And he goes, have you heard from our friends? No. Hope our friends are doing okay at hide and seek. She goes, let me know if you do, because I'd like to see our friends hide and seeking again. He says, so will I. Then he sits back. We get a little bit of a zoom on him, thoughtful. Then we have Picard. He goes into a very, marbly neon office. With some, and somebody's sitting there, and they go, this is a challenge. Somebody is very happy. And they say, this is going to be good, man. And you go, leave us, just the two of us. So it's a Cardassian with a desk. And he goes, this should be interesting, Jean-Luc. He goes, this is the most interesting thing to come through my door in many years. And Picard goes, what do you want? He goes, to hang with you, man. Jean-Luc Picard goes, born in France. SP 937215 is your serial number. Parents, I know your parents' names. I'm a super fan. Kurt goes Maurice and Yvette. And he goes, oh boy. He goes, like that movie? Le Bar, France, Captain the Stargazer. He goes, you loved Theta Band, hide and seek, subspace carrier waves. So you used to have a radio show, right? Unbarred in Le Bar. And he goes, I love the line. He goes, you concocted an elaborate ruse to get me here. And the guy says, in this room, I ask the questions. You answer them. He goes, because this is, we get a zoom on John Luke. He goes, we're going to hang. Picard goes, it could be like that movie. And then it goes to be continued. And so we'll have to wait till next week. Just trying to figure out what else we should look up about this episode, if anything, or what. I don't know. I guess I'll be honest. I watched I thought it was interesting, having the actor whose name I forget. I'm sorry, Ronnie Cox play a character similar to Bogomil, where it's also uncertain, for me at least, whether he's playing, whether he is a foil or he is leading things in the wrong direction, or he's particularly good at what he does. I mean, it would say in the context of the Federation, if their standards of excellence are as high as they are on the Enterprise, that you would have to assume that he's up to, it's more of a misdirection. He's really knows what he's doing, and he's supposed to be incompetent. But I think we've seen recently play out that not everyone in the Federation is par excellence, and a lot of them have misguided ideas or belief systems, or a need to do more than they're supposed to that lead them astray. And I guess maybe so, since he played there was a movie called Beverly Hills Cop with Eddie Murphy was the lead. But this Ronnie Cox was one of the characters that Eddie Murphy discovers in the first two. Oh, no, he's not in the second one. He's a character. He's represented in the second one. Maybe he is in it a couple times. Oh, no, he's in it. I remember. But so, what was my point? Well, I guess because I'm rooting for him slightly more than I normally would, just because of the, I liked his role in the movie. But, that's not always the best idea. So it'll be interesting to see how this turns out. It's a two-parter. And it was also interesting is that it's a two-parter in the middle of the season. It's episode 10. So, so I'm excited to see how it turns out. I mean, I kind of know how it turns out, because, I'm just interested to see, especially with this character. But he also is pushing the Enterprise, everybody to be at their best. So it's another episode of The Next Generation. Thanks for joining me. And, whether your frontier is another episode or is zooming off, is it snoozing off to dreamland, I'm here to help. Appreciate you listening so much. Good night. All right, I want to thank Elle, Jenny, and Mr. King. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Hollow, Samantha, and Leslie. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Ukulele, Jenna and Jenny. Thank you, thanks, good night. Elaine, Ann, and Ariana. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Tanya, Jill, and Nedra. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Lisa, Charles, and Eliza. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Karen, Sarah, and Captain. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Shane and Oyana and Carrie. Thank you, thanks, and good night. Thanks, everybody who supports the show. Couldn't do it without you. Really appreciate it. Supporting the show directly or supporting the sponsors. That's how we keep coming out twice a week for free. And anybody you want a free way to help the show, just spread the word. Be kind to people. But you could just spread the word about podcasting in general. You don't even need to mention Sleep With Me. It'll eventually come up if the person's right for the show. But just tell people about podcasts you like, and soft sell, show them, your podcast app and stuff like that. Thanks, and good night, everybody.